everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucy Radwell, Instagram at @Radwell, and today's video is my 6-week boob job update. I filmed a couple of other videos which kind of lead on to this video, so make sure you check them out first before you watch this one, and that will explain what this video is all about. Anyway, it's been 6 weeks since I had my breast augmentation done with the private clinic. I'm just going to start off by saying I am so happy with the results and how everything has gone, and yeah, literally just couldn't be happier, and I'm so pleased that I've done it. I don't know, it just feels like all a bit of a dream, to be honest, a bit surreal, but honestly it's just already been such a massively positive thing on my life, and in a weird way, like, I've really enjoyed the whole journey of it. So anyway, let me fill you in. Okay, so basically, as you can tell probably from if you watched my last video, I was on a bit of a high when I left the hospital. I think I just felt like so excited and happy that I'd done it. Obviously, like, the weeks leading up to it, it was a really big weight on my shoulders, like worrying about the operation and just having the general anesthetic I found really scary, and like the whole process of being like really open about it online and stuff. The whole thing was just quite nerve-wracking. So after I'd had the operation, I just felt like such a massive sense of relief and just was so happy that I'd just done it and it was over, and then I could just move on to like the recovery stage, so to speak, which was like the easy part, really. So yeah, I went home, and obviously I was just on such a high for like, well, ever since I've been like on a bit of a high, to be honest, but that first kind of week I was really happy. And also this now, like, I didn't have any pain throughout my whole recovery. Obviously I had soreness and I was sore for a few weeks, but I was never like crying in pain and agony. And even when people said, oh, it feels like a really tight pushing on your chest, I didn't even really experience that, I don't think. Not really. I mean, I know what they mean when there's like a pushing, but I don't know, I feel like that's a very dramatic way of describing it. Like, honestly guys, the pain and the soreness really isn't bad at all. Obviously between every individual it differs a lot, but for me, like, yeah, I mean, I did have days where I was really sore, but it wasn't, you know, I would do it all over again. It definitely was not, it wasn't bad. But obviously I went over the top of the muscle, and, you know, it does differ a lot on individuals. So, you know, don't take that for like gospel, but that's just my experience. Obviously I was taking painkillers every day, and strong ones at that, like cocodamol and paracetamol and ibuprofen, and I was on them for a solid 3 weeks, I think it was. I slowly just kind of like weaned myself off of them. Anyway, yeah, I would say the first 2 weeks pretty much just chilling at home, watching TV, just literally doing nothing, pretty much just staying still for 2 weeks. And for the first week you have to wear these really tight socks that come up to your knee, which I think that was the worst thing I found about the whole experience, because they were so tight and you had to have them on constantly. The only like time you could take it off was when you had a shower, and I hated them. Like, they were so uncomfortable, and I don't even wear tights because I don't like the feeling. It just really makes me cringe, that feeling of tights rubbing together, and it was that material, so I just really hated wearing those socks. Obviously that wasn't like a big deal, but yeah, the socks weren't particularly nice. So yeah, the first 2 weeks, like I say, just chilling at home, like completely relaxing, literally not even doing anything. And then you can first have a shower after 48 hours, which I did, which was really nice. Obviously, like, you don't wash your boobs really at all, you just literally leave them, and you're all taped up. I never had any bandages on as well, which a lot of people have been asking about my bandages and stuff. I literally just had tape along the bottom of covering the scars, and that was it. And then obviously I woke up in the sports bra. Basically, when you wake up, you're wearing this sports bra. Obviously it won't be the exact same as this, but if you're wondering, you wake up in like a really tight sports bra that basically does up at the front. It's really easy to take off and do up. I actually found it really comfortable, and I didn't buy a spare one. Loads of people messaged me on Instagram being like, oh, if you want, like, I can recommend these ones from like M&S and stuff. And I did ask on my 1 week follow-up appointment about that, and they were literally like, just save your money. Like, if you need to wash it, obviously, like you've been wearing it constantly, just put it through the wash and dry it within a day. And whilst you're washing it, just wear like one of your normal sports bras you have. So I think I just had like, I don't know, a Nike one or something I wore whilst this one was in the wash. I pretty much had this on constantly for 4 weeks, but it is quite comfortable really, so I didn't mind, I quite like it, and I've been wearing it at night since, just for a little bit of support, because obviously I've only just got my bras, so when they told me that I no longer had to wear this anymore after my 4 week appointment, I literally went from this to like nothing, so I thought, well, I don't want to just lose all the support all of a sudden, so I'm, yeah, still wearing this at night, and I'm not wearing a bra now. But in terms of like what my body feels like, it just feels really natural. Like, I do not feel like I've got implants in at all, and I can't feel them. Obviously, I think because I had a bit of breast tissue to begin with, that is obviously covering the implant, so yeah, but I really thought that I would be able to like feel them, and it would like probably like creep me out a little bit, but honestly, they do obviously feel different. Like, they feel like harder, but for fake boobs, they are quite soft, and they do like move about quite a lot. You know, they're not just like stuck on. I do genuinely think, and loads of people have said this to me, but they look really natural, and I'm so pleased, because that is exactly what I wanted. I really didn't want, obviously, the fake look, which I spoke about in my other video. So the fact that everyone has said to me like how natural they look and how they're sitting in like a really nice position, obviously like definitely higher, like up here, more like tissue up here than before, because they have been kind of lifted up a bit, but they're not like really high like that, do you know what I mean, which is what I didn't want. Honestly, I'm so happy with them, and I love the size. It's kind of weird because the first 3 weeks you have a lot of swelling, and even though you don't realize it, you do. Like, I thought, oh no, I don't have that much swelling, and then they like half in size. So now I feel like they're so much smaller than before, and everyone always said to me, oh, like once the swelling goes down you'll feel like a bit disappointed. Like, literally everyone has said that, even like YouTube videos that I've watched, and I thought, oh no, like I'm super happy with the size that I've chosen. I don't think I'll have that at all. But you kind of can't help but feel a bit like deflated when they go to their like normal size, and you think, oh, they look really small now. But then when I obviously show people and for the first time, they're like, oh my god, they're massive, or like not in a bad way, but like compared to before, obviously. And I feel like you just easily forget what you had before, and then you kind of lose your swelling, and then you think, oh no, they've gone really small, and then they're not small. Like, what is wrong with me? They're not small. But no, like, I'm only joking about, obviously I'm so happy with the size. They are natural, they feel like they look in proportion to my body. I feel super happy. They're just everything that I wanted, really. I didn't want like a really over the top look. I just wanted to feel nice in my body, and like I said before, like feminine and sexier, and I just already feel so much better. And I just feel, even though they are obviously a lot bigger than before, they're very much in proportion to my body. And yeah, the private clinic where I went, they really helped me in choosing the size that I went for. Obviously, like, it's my decision ultimately, but they were really helpful in kind of like guiding me. So I'm really pleased that I took their advice as well, because I nearly went a little bit bigger, but I think that I actually made the right decision, which was the 360cc over the muscle. Like I said, if you want to catch up with like the basic details of what I've done, and you know, the how, what, where's and whys, you need to watch my other, well, mainly my first video, which I will link in the description box below, and then you can check out my Operation Day video in the box below that, where I am looking very pasty. But you know what, you can't slay every day. Just had a general anaesthetic, give a girl a break. No, I look back in that video and I think, God, I look really pasty. But then I remembered I did just have a general anaesthetic, and I had to take off all my fake tan. So yeah, and I haven't been on holiday in a year, so Girl's pale. So yeah, my scars, basically, my scars look great. They're like that big, but really thin, really neat. Super pleased with them. So I first got a glance of my scars after my 1 week appointment. So after the first week, I went back for my first follow-up appointment, which is where they change the tape that you have over your scars. Obviously, like everywhere you go, I think do it a slightly different way, but I personally, I didn't have any bandages around my boobs. I literally just had 2 bits of tape over there, and they weren't even like really bloody or anything. I was kind of like expecting them to have like loads of like soggy blood and stuff, but I don't know, like it's just amazing how they do it. But the tape basically gets changed after the first week. It's the first time that I'd headed out since my operation, and it did take it out of me a little bit. I got on the tube, I went on my own, headed over to Harley Street, to the private clinic over there, and I had my 1 week follow-up appointment, and yeah, I mean it was all great, but I'm just meaning like when I came back, honestly I was knackered, because obviously your body's like using all your energy for healing and stuff, so you really do need to just make a lot of time to relax and just invest in recovering, really. But anyway, that's a different situation. So yeah, I went for my 1 week follow-up appointment, and that is where they basically just have a first glance and just make sure you're okay and everything looks okay. That is when the first time your tape gets changed over your scars. And I must admit that was probably the most painful part of this whole experience, which I mean, I don't mean that to sound dramatic, because it really wasn't painful at all, but I'm just putting it into kind of like perspective for you guys. Like the having like basically the plasters taken off was the most painful bit. Do you know what I mean? So it really wasn't that bad, but it was a little bit sore when they take the tape off, because obviously you've got your scar under there that's just healing up. So that was a little bit sore, but you know, not too bad. One thing I will also say is that on my operation day, I didn't have any drains to be taken out, or drains in my boob like at all, because on a lot of videos that I watched, a lot of people spoke about having the drains taken out on their operation day, but I didn't have any drains, so I don't really know what that is. But anyway, by the 3rd or 4th week, you're pretty much back to normal. Like you can lift things high up, you can like stretch your arms out, and yeah, do normal things. Whereas I would say at the 2-3 week point, you really can't be like lifting things above your head and, you know, doing any like vigorous movements like that. But by the 4 to 5 week point, you're definitely just back to normal pretty much. So I've been back to normal, I would say, for about 2.5-3 weeks now. Yeah, I would say 3 weeks. You know, I've been out doing stuff at the weekends and things. So yeah, a lot of people have been asking me about the recovery times and stuff, and I would say just a solid 2 weeks of just rule everything out, and then by the 3 to 4 weeks, you could definitely like go out at the weekend and stuff. You can start like, you know, doing normal things, going out for dinner, I don't know, just simple things like that. It was 4 weeks after my operation, I had my follow-up appointment, and that was with my actual surgeon, Mr. Adrian Richards. So it was really nice to see him and just kind of say thank you to him as well, because obviously I'm just super happy. So yeah, my 4 week follow-up appointment, yeah, so I had a brief chat with Mr. Adrian Richards, and you know, he like properly looked at me, took photos, and we had a little talk, which was really nice. And then the rest of the appointment was with, I don't know what the correct term is, kind of like a patient coordinator, I guess. And she was really lovely. And she basically told me kind of what I can and cannot do moving forward, like how to look after my scars, and yeah, just advice moving forward really. They've told me that I can go back to the gym now, which is great, because I try to go kind of like 3 to 4 times a week normally, so I have kind of missed that recently, and now obviously I can go back, she's told me, but you know, I can't just start going back kind of like hardcore. You need to just kind of slowly, you know, obviously if I'm in pain, she said don't do anything that obviously hurts or feels uncomfortable. And like a big part of what they've told me throughout this whole process is just listen to your body, and if you're doing something that's painful, just stop. And yeah, so they told me go back to the gym, but obviously just take it easy and like slowly start building it back into your routine and life again. And yeah, and she told me about looking after my scars, and basically, you know, I can't get it in any like direct sunlight and things like that. And she advised me to silicone gels to buy, and I bought one of them, and I've got it here to show you. So yeah, she recommended 2, and I just got this one because I liked the way that you apply it. It's got quite a fine point, which means you can kind of get it right accurate. It's basically just scar gel. So yeah, it's this gel, and I will link it below. I've been putting this on. I've just got into like the routine of putting it on every time I come out and dried from having a shower. In terms of like my actual boobs themselves, I've been rubbing bio oil into them. Yeah, this was just off of a recommendation someone gave me to stop kind of stretch marks appearing on the boob, because obviously they've increased in size quite a lot. Just to be on the safe side, really, I've just been rubbing it in, because why not? Like, I mean, I don't have any stretch marks there at the moment, but you know, moisturiser is only going to do good things at the end of the day. So yeah, I've just been doing that as well. I don't feel like I've got implants in at all. Like, people keep saying to me, oh, do they feel massive? And I'm like, no, they just feel like I've always felt. I don't feel like there's a big weight here. They don't feel heavier than normal. So yeah, that's really nice, because I did think I would be really grossed out about like feeling them like inside my body, and feeling really like creeped out about the way that they feel and stuff. And I thought, oh well, that's just something I'm gonna have to put up with. But surprisingly, no, they feel absolutely fine. And like I said earlier, they feel really soft. Obviously they are fake, so they feel, you know, a lot firmer than what they did before, but I actually quite like the way they feel. They aren't like rocks, they're quite soft, really, I feel like, considering. So in my last follow-up appointment, they told me that I can literally ditch that sports bra and yeah, go get measured and start wearing normal bras again, which I'm so excited about. Honestly, I'm just really looking forward to buying some really nice underwear, because it's not something that I've really ever done before, to be honest. I've never really bothered with like nice bras, and just because I've always, and this probably sounds really sad, but I always just felt like there wasn't any point, because I was never really happy with how I looked. So when they told me that I can now go out and buy bras, now the swelling's completely gone, I was so excited, and obviously like really excited, but also a little bit nervous about finding out what my new bra size was. I think because in my head I'd like built up that I really wanted to be a double D. I know it probably sounds so cliche, because I feel like everyone always says that, but in my mind that's kind of what I was hoping to achieve, and it's what I've said in like, I mean, I think I've said it in my videos and stuff, so I kind of felt like there was almost like a little bit of pressure to make sure that I achieved my goals, not only personally, but also because I've obviously been telling everyone else this is what I'm kind of hoping for. So yeah, I did actually feel like a little bit nervous, to be honest. So anyway, at the weekend, me and like one of my best friends, we went shopping together, and yeah, I went and got measured. And she came with me, and yeah, it was a really fun shopping day. We were both really excited to find out what size I was, and honestly, like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm still in shock. All my friends kind of before had kind of like guessed that I would be kind of like an E or maybe an F, and I was like, what? No, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm definitely not a bloody F. But anyway, I got measured in John Lewis at the weekend, and basically I am a 30G. Oh my god, I can't even believe I'm saying that. I don't even know what to say. So yeah, people have said to me like, oh, you're probably like an E or an F, and I can kind of see that, but to go all the way up to a G, like, that is pretty crazy. But yeah, I got fitted in John Lewis, and they measured me, and I'm 30 round here and G cup, and I tried on that size and on a few bras. Bought a few as well, and yeah, that is my size. Like, they weren't lying. I just can't believe it, because like I say, I look at them and I don't feel like they look like, in my mind, when I picture someone with like G cup boobs, I'm imagining them to be like massive. Do you know what I mean? I would have been happy with a double D, but now I'm a G, you know, I'm not complaining. So a few people have been asking me where I had my surgery. I had it done at the private clinic. I did speak about this in my first video, so go ahead and check that out if you're interested. But yeah, my whole experience with them has been absolutely faultless. Like, it has been just brilliant, and like I said earlier, I've just enjoyed the whole thing, and that's probably, you know, half down to them being so amazing, like just so professional, so friendly. Like, I just knew exactly what was going on throughout the whole process. If I had any questions, they were more than happy to answer them. I just had like emergency phone numbers if I needed them, or even just like the number of my Adrian's nurse, Aggie, who was absolutely lovely. But I didn't even need to call anyone once. Like, they text me like, are you okay? And I was like, oh, sorry, I haven't messaged. Like, yeah, I'm just fine. Like, I'm just going with the flow. I didn't have any problems. I didn't need to text them about anything. The thing is, they gave me all the information I needed beforehand, so I really didn't need to ask them anything. It was so nice to know that if I needed to, they were there, even if it was like the middle of the night. So that obviously made me feel so much better knowing that. I've had so many messages of just encouragement and love and support, and honestly, thank you so much to all those people, because that has made such a big difference in how I've felt about this process as well. On my social media, I didn't want to cover it up. I didn't want to try and pretend, you know, it wasn't happening. I just wanted to be open with everyone. I've said this from the very start, and I'm just so pleased that I have done that. Yeah, I'm going to kind of keep doing these videos to kind of show the progress, probably like a year on. Maybe my next one, I'll do like a little Q&A video, because I'm sure there'll be like a few questions that I've probably not covered that you might have. And any questions that you might have for me, DM me on Instagram at @Radwell, and I will cover them in a Q&A video in my next boob job update. So maybe in a few weeks time I'll do that. So yeah, I just want to finish off this video now by just saying I am so happy with my results. I feel so much more confident in my body and the way that I look, and it's had such a positive impact on my like mental well-being as well. It has been something that's affected me for such a long time. Now I feel like that weight has been lifted off my shoulders, and I kind of feel like a new woman almost, so to speak. It's just been so positive on so many different levels, and the private clinic have been absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I am going to round off this video now, and thank you so much for watching and following this journey with me. Please do comment below if you have watched my videos and found them useful. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.